Hey guys, well tonight is the night. We are literally about 11 hours away or 10 hours, 44 minutes away from the moment of truth. That moment of truth being who is going to be the better choice when it comes to wrestling on the new Wednesday Night Wars, or as Brian Zane of Wrestling with Regret puts it, the Wednesday Warfare. You see, that is a good question. That's a decent question. And apparently, from what I've been listening from what I've been hearing from people like Jason Solomon, aka Solomonster Sounds Off, and several others, it sounds mainly like NXT is going to have the better option. Now, I know tonight a lot of people are going to want to tune in to AEW to see what they have to offer. And that's great. That's not a problem. But here's the thing. Those that will look at both cards and kind of see which one is the better option, most may go to NXT because, as some people put it, it's a freaking takeover card for free on broadcast television. I mean, essentially you have mostly all the championships on the line. You have the tag titles on the line with O'Reilly, with the Undisputed Era defending the championships against the Street Profits. O'Reilly, and I can't think of his name right now off the top of my head. It's kind of crazy. Easy to can think of the name right now. But you have the Undisputed Era defending the tag titles against the Street Profits. You have Adam Cole defending the NXT Championship against Matt Riddle. You have Shayna Baszler defending the Women's Championship against Candice LeRae. The North American Championship, I'm pretty sure, will also be on the line, maybe. I'm not really sure. It might be the only one that's not. Then you have other matchups as well that could happen. The point is, a lot of stuff is going to go down, and people look at this and they're like, wow, NXT is going to have the better card. Like I said, it's essentially like a takeover show. But then you have AEW, and the card looks okay there, but the only thing that might detract fans is the fact that they only have one championship on the line, and that's to crown the inaugural AEW Women's World Champion against Riho and Nyla Rose. While the other matches seem to be, the kind of matches you would see on a weekly show like this. Like, you have Cody Rhodes against Sammy Guevara. You have Adam Page against Pac, or Pac, as people would call him. You possibly have the first round, maybe one or two of the matches in the first round, not the first round, but you have you have one or two matches in the first round of the tournament to crown new tag team champions, or the first ever AEW tag team champions. You have a six-man tag team. You have a six-man matchup happening with the Elite, Omega, and the Bucks against Chris Jericho and a mystery team that he'll be bringing in. Whether it's the former LAX, Santana and Ortiz or not, we're not really sure. I think you have MJF. He's in a match tonight as well, I believe. So, yeah, I mean, the card looks good. Except for the fact that, basically, even though it's good and people might tune in just to see what they have to offer, the one thing that's going to get people to really watch and choose NXT over that is the fact that it's, you got every championship on the line, and like I said, it's essentially a takeover card, as everybody else has been putting it, being shown for free. and on broadcast television. So, yeah, tonight's the moment of truth. So we're going to see exactly who brings their A game, because NXT is not going to be, just doing 1 hour on USA and 1 hour on the network anymore. It's going to be all 2 hours on USA with a replay on the network. Now, AEW, I will give them credit. AEW, along with TNT, is going to pretty much get people's attention one way or another. Because tonight, after its initial inaugural broadcast, it's going to do a back-to-back encore presentation. Yeah, they're going to do a back-to-back encore presentation of Dynamite. So just in case you missed it, because maybe you choose NXT, you're going to have a second opportunity to watch it. That way you can have a better idea of what product you want to follow the most. And as for me, I thought initially when they said they would be live across the board, it would mean that they would be live like while I'm still working. Like I get off at 5:15 today. I thought, oh, they're going to go live at 5 o'clock on TNT. Nope. Unless you live in certain parts of the country, like the Midwest, the East, and maybe even mountains, you're going to get the show at 8 o'clock Pacific time and Eastern time. So you're going to get basically a tape delay show here on the West Coast. So yeah, it's going to be at 8 o'clock straight up with NXT. But like I said, the one thing that they're doing to kind of give people an opportunity to choose is they're actually showing back-to-back airings of Dynamite tonight, so people can be like, okay, I saw NXT, let's see what Dynamite has to offer. And there you go. But again, the card on both ends looks okay. The cards look good on both ends. They look fine, but honestly, it's going to be dependent on what occurs. On who brings their A game tonight, presentation-wise, production-wise, and all that. Some people are predicting we're going to get some debuts tonight on AEW, and that's what's going to get people watching, wanting to watch the encore. And that might be true. But again, we'll just have to wait and see what happens in the long run. But yeah, tonight is the night. Tonight is the moment of truth for both AEW and WWE's NXT, or NXT in general. Tonight's the moment of truth. Who's the superior brand? Who brings their A game? That's the question. Because I guarantee you, people have been pointing it out, Triple H is going to be ready no matter what. AEW tonight's going to set up next week's show. They already have some matches planned already. Triple H is going to be like, okay, you want to do that? Here's what I'm going to do. So we'll have to wait and see. And again, NXT's it's basically a night of champions as far as NXT is concerned. Because with the exception of maybe the North American title, mostly every championship they have is online. They might even have additional championship matches. I mean, Kushida against Walter has been talked about or rumored, so that might happen. We might get a setup for a War Games scenario. Some people are predicting NXT against NXT UK, which is a little different, which would follow the Survivor Series motif of brand supremacy and it being incorporated into NXT now, which I'm sure some fans may not be thrilled with. Who knows? Who knows what they're going to do? We know we're supposed to get some appearances by former NXT alumni tonight, so we'll see how that carries forward. But we'll have to, wait and see. We'll have to wait and see, like I said, who's gonna decide to bring their A game tonight. And, some people might say, well, the reason Cody wants to kick off the show tonight with his match is so he can go backstage and help Tony Khan, because Tony Khan might be nervous. And that might be true. This will be Tony Khan's first real experience on a weekly basis, not just a monthly or bi-monthly basis. So for Tony Khan, it will be a real change from just doing, you know, internet events and pay-per-view events and all that on weekly and monthly bases. So again, let's just see who's going to bring their A game and who's going to prove to be more ready to show that they're more superior as far as brands in wrestling is concerned, because there's different kinds of wrestling out there, different genres of wrestling, pro wrestling. I mean, the fact that last night, I think, was the first Tuesday in a while that we didn't really have any wrestling. That won't be until, that won't be the case next week, because YouTube and Facebook, through the YouTube/NWA and Facebook/NWA, is going to be broadcasting the EV tapings of the NWA on there. And since every platform now has YouTube available on it, people will be able to watch the NWA on TV anyway. And then on top of that, in a few weeks after that, after Bound for Glory, you have Access TV debuting Impact. And then, along with that, you have Thursdays, which is Uncharted Territories. I don't know what that means. I think that's a reality-based show or something. I'm not really sure, for wrestling. But yeah, it's a lot is happening. And again, Friday, of course, you're going to have SmackDown. And then Saturday, you're going to have Access TV and Bein Sports, with, Access TV having New Japan and WOW, and Bein Sports having MLW, and then that being replayed on YouTube the following Monday. So a lot is going down. A lot is happening. And again, we'll just have to see who brings their A game overall. I mean, I did a video on it in reply to OTRS Central's video on if there's too much wrestling on TV. And I stated what the 5 promotions will be that people are going to keep an eye out for, that are going to get behind. That's WWE, Impact, AEW, MLW, and NWA. Those are the 5 out of all the other promotions out there. Ring of Honor, New Japan, they're great, but the eyes are not really much on their product unless you're a true hardcore fan. So we'll just, again, I know I'm repeating myself here, but we'll have to wait and see what occurs. But tonight, again, like I said, tonight is the moment of truth. Tonight is the moment of truth. And tonight we find out who will bring their A game and prove to be better between these two new rivals in AEW and WWE and /NXT. Like I said, well, tonight's the night. Tonight's the moment of truth, where we see who brings their A game between AEW and WWE /NXT. So let me know what you guys all think. Let me know what your thoughts are about tonight. What are you looking forward to? And who do you think is going to come out on top as the more superior brand between wrestling fans? Let me know down below. I'll talk to y'all later.